Good evening, everyone. I'm so excited for all of you who are on the Zoom tonight. This is one of my favorite topics. All of you know who I am, Delia Garcia. I am a certified health coach, which I am extremely proud of. It's my second career in life. I did practice medicine for almost 30 years and gave that up in 2011. And has been so much more exciting for me, being on the other side of the fence, helping people create health instead of waiting until people are sick or diagnosed with a disease and then coming in to see me to have that be taken care of. So my favorite topic is how to build an equity business. Because if you build an equity business with our Take Shape for Life model, you can truly create a life of your dreams. And so I want to share that with each and every one of you tonight. So what is an equity business? The definition of that is that your income is no longer dependent on just your efforts. And I will develop this as I go along. So your income is now based on not only your efforts, but the efforts of your team members. And when you create an equity business, the wonderful thing about that is that you can truly create time freedom. You know, for a lot of us, we have enough money to live on. You know, most of us would like to have more so that we can give more away, so that we can help more people, maybe do things that currently we're a little limited with. However, for most of us, it's the time factor. We would like to create more time in our lives, and that's what you can create with an equity business. And when you have an equity business, the fun part is you can go on a beach vacation or on a world adventure and be gone for weeks or even a few months and come back and your paycheck is bigger than when you left. That doesn't mean you stop working for the rest of your life, but again, you've created a system that continues to provide income even if you're not working it. And it's a whole lot more fun to have an equity business. So for most of us, when we become health coaches, we jump right into strategy one. And strategy one is concentrating and focusing on clients. And it's important to focus on clients at the beginning because you have to learn the basics. Our business model is all about helping people get healthy. So it does start with knowing how to acquire a client, knowing how to support that client. And when we do that, when we're client-based, oh my goodness, we can do amazing things for people. So here's some before and after pictures of Lori, who is a health coach here in St. Louis. She was a client first. She lost 120 pounds, looks absolutely fabulous. And Lori was able to get to a healthy weight, to a healthy body mass index. But for many people, as they're losing weight, they're able to reduce or eliminate medications. Some people are able to even reverse diseases such as hypertension, high cholesterol, diabetes. So they're truly able to lower their risk of the major disease killers. And I like to say, with our program, when we help people achieve a healthy body, we're oftentimes giving people their lives back. So we know we can create these wonderful things with a client-based business. But let's look at what happens when we shift from strategy one, client-based, to that of building a team. When you have a team, when you're bringing team members in, you can help so many more people. So it starts to get really exciting. So why not offer the complete trilogy to people that we're talking about with the program? why not offer them that possibility of creating a healthy body, but then also introduce them to the rest of our business, which is that of healthy mind, healthy finances. Because many people are struggling not only in the physical side, but they're struggling with the financial side, which makes them struggle with the healthy mind side. So with our Trilogy, we're able to offer people an amazing business model which can create a second income stream. It can replace income. It can provide income for retirement or for educating their children. And therefore, people get up every morning, they're happy, they're fulfilled, they have meaning and purpose because they're doing more of the same and helping others. So shifting or creating that equity business is all about shifting from client-based to a focus on team members. And a very important question, or some very important questions are, how long is your potential client list? And how long is your health coach list? Which one should be longer? And for me, to be honest, I do get a lot of referrals from my happy clients. I get a ton of referrals, but my list for sharing the business is much longer than my client list because my own personal friends, most of them are pretty healthy. They're at a healthy weight, and so they're not candidates. So again, think about making your potential health coach list longer than your client list. And the reason why is over time, your time will run out. You only have so many hours in the day to support clients. I do all of my client support on Mondays. It's a full day. And I'm going to say that by the time that I finish, which is usually 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening, I'm pretty exhausted, not physically, but mentally. You know, I've talked to a lot of people. Some of them are doing really well. Others are struggling. But with a team income, it builds slower. But then once you help people take off, you can see exponential growth in your income. With a client-based income, it does taper off. There is a plateau there. And I'm going to show you some of the numbers. So let's look at actual monthly incomes. Now, this is data from the company from June of 2013. There's always a lag time. And these are incomes of all of the health coaches that are receiving a paycheck. And again, they're average monthly incomes, and these are client-focused incomes. So if you are a senior coach, the first rank where you're managing about 5 clients, the income is about $300 a month. Look what happens when you pop up to executive director. That's our highest commission level of 31%. You're managing 22, 25 clients. It's almost $3,000 a month. And if you're an integrated executive director, you have those about 25 clients, but you also are now starting to develop a small team. Integrated means you have 5 team members that are senior, or at least senior coach, maybe 1 or 2, maybe a little bit higher in rank, but the income there is about $5,000 a month. So with a client-focused business, your income is really around $3,000 to $5,000 realistically. So let's look what happens if you shift from a client-based income to one that's focused on team members. And this is much more fun because you're helping those team members create what they want for their lives and create income for themselves and their families. You're bringing some moms home to raise their own kids and achieving all kinds of good. and look what it's creating for yourself. So a regional director is someone who is managing about 25 clients themselves and has developed one team member or one part of their organization where there is an executive director as well. So there's $3,500 a month. If you develop 3 executive director teams, you're almost at $8,000 a month. And global director average $18,000 a month. So you see that the incomes really start to climb up very quickly because our compensation model is amazing. This is the best compensation that I've ever seen. A lot of people, have come to me and proposed various direct sales businesses, and I've never seen a compensation plan like ours. The other thing I want to point out, for a lot of people and a lot of families, having $3,000 or $5,000 of monthly income is incredible. So does everyone aspire to be in these very high monthly incomes of $20,000, $50,000 a month? Absolutely not. But over time, I can tell you that those can be achieved with time and effort. And I'm going to cover how that happens. So how do you make an equity business happen? Well, it starts with clarifying your priorities. What do you really want in your life? What's most important to you? And is what you're currently doing moving you to what's most important? So for each of us on the Zoom, it's different. I have things that speak to me. Other health coaches have things that speak to them. This is actually Danielle, who is one of our newer health coaches. Danielle worked for a physician group, and she lost her job. And so she had the opportunity to do health coaching full time, and she jumped in with both feet and was able to achieve executive director in her second month as a health coach. And now she's spending this incredible time with her children. She has 2 boys. This is her older son, and he loves having mom home. And Danielle loves being home with her children, taking them to school, picking them up, and doing activities with them that she wasn't able to do before. So again, clarifying your priorities, how you want your life to look. The other thing that's super important is knowing your purpose in life. Each of us was brought into this world for a purpose, not just to take up resources and so forth, but to do something. And Mark Twain said there are 2 most important days in the life of a human being: the day you were born and the day you discovered why you were born. So what are you passionate about? Because if you find what you're passionate about, that will give you the energy to get up every day and do it. And usually your passion ties to your natural abilities and strengths. Now, you may be passionate about music, but you may not have any musical skills or talent. So again, find where your natural abilities and strengths lie, and that's usually where your passion is. And then you can develop it. It may not be the Take Shape for Life business, but again, this is very, very important as you move forward in your life. And then once you discover that, you've got to take action. With anything that we do to move ahead, it's all about action. And what is the action for a business like ours? It's sharing the program and supporting our clients. It's sharing the business opportunity and then supporting our health coaches. It is super simple. We make it way too difficult. And the difference between where I am as a global director and where probably most of you are is simply people. I have more people. I probably have more clients. I certainly have more health coaches. So it's all about connecting with and talking to more people. And a great example is Chantel Flake. I have her little picture here. Chantel is a young mom from Utah, and Chantel, when she became a health coach, for the first 3 months, she had no clients because she didn't do the activity. She probably talked to a couple of people. She didn't have the confidence. They said no, but she didn't talk to many. And so for the first 3 months, she had no clients. And then 2 years later, she was a presidential director. She rolled up her sleeves, went to work with her mentor and her sponsor, and she made it happen. So taking action, again, what is the action? Sharing the program, supporting your clients, sharing the business opportunity, and supporting your health coaches. And I want to say a couple of words about consistency. You've got to be consistent if you want to keep moving ahead. So I am a huge fan of John Maxwell. He's a motivational speaker. He's a leader. All of his writings have been about leadership, and he's extremely well known. I can't remember how many millions of books that he has sold around the world. And Maxwell, I heard him live in St. Louis last year, and he said that his abilities are and his passions are in motivational speaking and in writing. So what does he do every day to move himself ahead in those areas, in the areas that he's talented in? Well, he reads every day, he thinks, he files, he asks questions, and he writes. So those are the 5 things that have moved John Maxwell ahead as an amazing author and speaker. So what are the 5 things that you as a health coach need to do every day to accomplish your goals? So motivation will get you going, but discipline will keep you going. You've got to develop discipline. I'm pretty disciplined with my business. I have my hours that I work every day, and I don't typically sway from them. So what holds you back? You may be a brand new health coach. Maybe you've been around for a while, and your business isn't moving forward like you would like it to move. So what might be holding you back is that you don't yet have the skills. Maybe it's concepts. Oh, they're not going to listen to me. Who do I think I am? I'm not a health professional. So concepts may be holding you back. Actions, not taking enough action, not talking to enough people. Maybe it's lack of motivation. Settling for less. Being okay with average when you could be great. Maybe not having a vision, not really realizing what you have in your hands with this business model. But I'll tell you, for most people, it's fear. I had it when I started as a health coach. I was fearful. I thought, people might think I'm trying to sell them something. So I had my own stuff that I had to work through. We all do. That's just human nature. So what has really, really helped me to move ahead is I've gotten out of my head and I've gotten into my heart, because your head will tell you all kinds of things that aren't even true. Oh, you can't do this. Who do you think you are? They're going to think, this and that. So your head plays games with you. Your heart will put you in the game for the right reasons. So what has really helped me is coming from sharing with people, coming from a place of compassion, kindness, healing, hope, passion, and just having faith that the people I talk to are going to want what I have. So here is Elizabeth, who started the program at over 400 pounds. She went on to lose over 200 pounds, and Elizabeth now is a wonderful health coach. But what if someone, had not approached her? What would her life be like? So again, get out of your head and into your heart. That's where the magic happens. And then you have to invest in yourself. Personal growth is so important. I am not the person I was when I first started as a health coach. I signed my health coaching agreement in 2006. And I'll have to say that for the first 3 years as a health coach, I was lousy. I was not a good health coach. And I wasn't engaged. I was doing it, whenever I felt like it. It was in the back of my mind. The timing wasn't right. I had a lot of family things going on. But when I made up my mind that I wanted to move ahead, then I invested in myself and I started to learn, and I started to share and work with my mentors and so on and so forth. So where does the personal growth and development come from? Oh my gosh, with our business model, we have so much. You can hear Dr. Anderson, our leader, every Monday night at 8 p.m. Central, every Monday night. If you were with another company and the CEO was doing a conference call every Monday night, you would be on that call. We learn so much from Dr. Anderson. For me, it's a shot in the arm that gets me through the rest of the week, gets me inspired and motivated and moving forward to create big things with this business. The weekly support calls. If you're a brand new coach, get on the nurse's support call, the doctor's support call, the habits of health call, so you can learn. That's how you learn your craft. The team Zooms. I've been doing a weekly Zoom most Thursday nights. Next week, we won't do a Zoom because a lot of us will be at Go Global, which is a leadership conference for executive directors and above. You want to tap into our events. They're amazing. If you've qualified for Go Global and you haven't, and you've made the decision not to go, I would ask you to reconsider. It's not too late. Facebook groups, working one-on-one with your business coach and mentor, just plugging in for support, for guidance, for education, for vision, for motivation. So there's so much that we have. And the other thing is, no one is good the first time. So these are my three global directors, Deb Sesker, Cheryl Child, and our newest one, Christy Nash. And Christy's shown here with 5 of her EDs in the picture. So none of us, Cheryl, Deb, or Christy, none of us were good the first time. We practiced, we learned, we tried it, we did it over and over. Sometimes you fail, you fall flat on your face, you say the wrong thing, you hurt someone's feelings, whatever, but you just get up and you keep on doing it. You want to stay in your comfort zone. There are things that I am really good at and other things that I'm not so good at. Pat Stouty, my sponsor, is fabulous with reports and numbers. That's not my forte. My forte is talking to people, inspiring, teaching, organization. So that's my strength zone, but I get out of my comfort zone to get better and better. And I've learned to do the reports, and I've learned the compensation model. I'm not as good as Pat. I never will be, but I do it. You cannot grow unless you're willing to change. And like John Maxwell says, leaders develop daily, not in one day, not someday, and not yesterday. They develop daily. So we're constantly moving ahead. So what's your personal growth plan? I love conferences. I never have missed anything that I've qualified with. I did miss in those first 3 years because I wasn't engaged and I didn't see what I had in my hand. But since then, I have gone to every conference that I've qualified with in Take Shape for Life. And then I go to other things as well for personal growth. This was the conference I attended last year with John Maxwell when he was here in St. Louis. So growth is not automatic. You've got to work at it. You've got to, to succeed and to grow. It's an uphill thing. There's a little slope that takes you up higher and higher. You get better every day if you work at it. But most people simply accept what's been handed to them and they don't lead. They don't lead themselves and they certainly don't lead others. So live intentionally and intentionally learn and grow. Also, leaders are readers. I have been a personal growth junkie for more than 20 years. I love it. And I'm always reading something that's going to move me ahead. The other thing that's so important is leave your agenda at the door. You want to create relationships without an agenda. And for new coaches, this can be very difficult because their agenda is vomiting all over someone with the program and the business model. You've got to get to know people first so that they can trust you. You've got to win over that trust. And so how do you do that? By asking questions and listening, and avoid telling them all about you and all about your program and all about your business when you haven't asked them basic questions about themselves. So I love when I'm meeting someone new, where did you grow up? What kind of work do you do? Do you love your job? Do you have children? What does your husband do? So by asking those questions and listening, you get to know people first. And in that first meeting, you may not get an opportunity to talk about your program and your business. It may not be appropriate. It may come later. The other really exciting thing and wonderful thing is our compensation model got better about a year ago. We can now reach executive director, that highest commission level of 31%, in a blended path. It used to be that you had to develop up about 25 clients and have a frontline volume of 6,000 to be an executive director. That was hard for new coaches to do. Sometimes new coaches don't know a lot of people that have a weight issue. And so now our blended path, for every 5 clients, sponsor a coach. That will accelerate you to executive director. It'll help you get there faster, get your income built up faster. It creates momentum. And now you've got a team of baby coaches all working together. You may be a baby coach yourself, and you've got some other babies that your sponsor and your mentorship can be working with together. So to get to executive director, you need 5 points. And how do you get those points? You get 1 point for every $1,200 in volume. That's about 4 clients. Will give you $1,200 in volume. And you get 1 point for every senior coach leg that you develop. And a senior coach leg is simply 5 clients. So that's super easy to do. And when you get to executive director with the blended path, now you're setting yourself up to become a regional and a national and beyond. The other concept that's so important is really develop yourself from an amateur to a professional. I say that all the time. I never want to present myself as something less than professional. The materials I use, my business cards, my Facebook events, the flyers that I create, it's professional to me. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night if I was doing something that wasn't professional. So going from amateur to professional means you show up every day. You know, if you say you're going to do something, you do it. You show up no matter what. You know what? Maybe I've got a sore throat today, but I said I was going to make that phone call. I was going to meet one-on-one with that new health coach. You're in it for the long haul. You know, you're not just in it to try it out for a few months and then you're ready to throw in the towel. You're in it for the long haul. You can't fail in this business unless you quit or you never talk to anyone. And it's okay to get compensated for what we do. That's something that sometimes people get hung up on. You know, oh my gosh, you know, I don't want people to think I'm making money on them. Of course you're making money. People make money if they're providing a service. And that's okay. Look at the service we're providing. We're changing people's lives, helping them transform. Master the techniques of your work. And you know what? I've stopped worrying about what other people think, because there's always someone that's going to be, you know, unhappy about this or that. I try to live the best life that I can, and I move ahead to create what I want in life. You want to work hard, but be yourself. I'm a pretty serious person, and I'm an introvert by nature. But I'm learning to have more of a sense of humor thanks to my good friends, especially Lori Levin. So I'm learning to have a sense of humor. I do smile a lot. I do have fun, even though it may not look like I'm having all that much fun, because I'm a pretty serious person. But if you're yourself, you're going to attract more people. And if you're having fun, people are going to want to follow you. Develop your brand according to your values. You know, that's a really important thing for me. I have very strong values, and I want people to see those values, and I show those in various ways, including my Facebook page, for instance. So who are the top people in our Take Shape for Life business? Who are the people at the top, those globals and those presidentials that are making those big incomes? Here are their backgrounds. A roofer, a stripper. He stripped furniture for a living. His wife was a donut maker. We have lots of moms, a UPS driver, furniture salesman, pastor, office worker, child care provider, policeman, banker, construction contractor, IT consultant, lawyer, doctor, office worker, Mary Kay consultant. Those are some of the top people in our Take Shape for Life business model. So, you know, you might be one of those. And who is joining? We're getting younger people. I'm in my 60s, but we have people in their 20s who are joining us, and in their 30s, people that are looking for a life unlike what they saw their parents have, working huge hours and never being home. So we've got a lot of younger people, fun people. You can see some of the people in this picture are personal trainers. You can tell by their abs there. It's time to think bigger. I'm a big thinker. And my big thinking is that most of the medical problems that we see in our country, 80% of everything we see is as a result of overweight and obesity. And I am tired of it. I'm tired of these conditions consuming most of our healthcare dollars. And I'm tired of our healthcare system and the money that is being guzzled up, taking care of preventable diseases affecting our economy. So it's time for all of us really to step up our game and really link arms and help our country get healthy. And we can do it. If you take someone who's obese and you help them get to a healthy weight, all of these medical conditions improve in gigantic percentages. This is the study from the Cleveland Clinic. So you are the CEO of your life, and you can create whatever you want in your life. And for me, again, it's different for everyone, but for me, there are lots of things that are important to me, but nothing more important than my children, who are shown here on the left, nothing more important than my friends. A lot of my friends are health coaches on my team. Here we are at a Journey concert last summer, which was total fun. And I love spending time in my own home because for years I was the breadwinner. I'm still the breadwinner for myself, but I was the breadwinner when I was raising my kids, and I spent most of my time driving to work, at meetings, this and that. I wasn't at home. And now I work from home. This is my home that's there. I love gardening. I love flower arranging. I love cooking, decorating, and I love working in my home office. I can walk from my bedroom down the hall, and I'm there in my home office. And I am telling you, each and every one of you can have whatever you want if you work your Take Shape for Life business and really create an equity business. And I am here to help, as are your mentors and your other mentors and your sponsor. So thank you, everyone, for being on this Zoom.